Good morning, all. Today, brew day. It's already begun. I'm heating up the water right here. I'll take you step by step what I'm doing. I'm making my IPA today. Whiskey Road Brewing coming this year. So all I did is I got my OR water right here from Texas Drinking Water in Burleson. Put 10 gallons in there. I'm gonna heat it up. While that's heating up, I'm gonna add the minerals back to my water, Epsom salts and calcium chloride and magnesium. I'm gonna go ahead and set my water temp here to about 175, which mine doesn't go to. So 174 will do. When it gets, because I want all my water, my strike water needs to be about 165. So when it gets to 175, it'll start cooling down. I'll add my grains, I'll show you that in a minute, but I want my other water that I'm gonna drain with, disparge with, I want it at that same temperature. So it's gonna cool down. Oh no. All right, now, most important, well, all this is important, but we got our bag of grain here, uncrushed. We got our handy dandy electric drill, and this cool new gadget I got right here. Look at this thing. Pretty awesome, huh? New grain mill, okay? So this is the first time I've actually done this, milled my own grain. So we'll see how it turns out, but you can already, oh man, this is gonna be a good beer. Okay, so can't see it here, but my temperature went all the way to 174. I don't know why it's staying right there, but what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna drop it down to 154, because that's where I want my temperature when I do my mash, with all my grains in there. I'll show you that in a minute. But what's happening right now is I'm gonna pump out, use this little pump, I'll pump in here. This is gonna keep this water warm. So here in a minute, after we're done cooking our grain, steeping our grain, we'll have warm water at the precise temperature that I want it at. Well, pretty close anyways. I can drop it if I need to. So that's what we're doing. Transferring water now. Okay, what I'm doing now is I'm paying close attention, because that's what I always do. I pay really close attention to this number. Nothing distracts me ever. What is that? Is that a blue car? Okay, anyways, there's 165. I know I said 154, but I'm looking for the number 165 because that's when I want to put my grain in. And the grain's all milled and ready to go. Delicious. Anyways, so that grain's gonna drop the temperature anyways down to about 154, something like that, and that's right where I want it. So it's gonna be perfect. So what I'm gonna do here is take this grain a little bit at a time, and I'm gonna dump it in here in the water. So I got about 4 gallons of water down in there. You don't want this is a 5-gallon batch, but 4 gallons to mash, and then a couple of gallons to drain it, to sparge it. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna stir it up. I don't usually use that bucket. What I usually do is I dump it in until I'm good and ready, but I'll stir this up. Man, I love that smell. It's a good smell. But I'll keep dumping all that in there, and then we'll steep it for about an hour. There we go. There's your mash. Okay. Again, that's gonna happen for about an hour. It's 150 to 160 is where your starch conversion. That's what we're doing right now. That grain all has a bunch of sugar in it and stuff. That's why cattle like it and stuff. But it's gonna make that beer real nice, because all that sugar that comes out of that grain that we're doing right now is going to turn into alcohol eventually. So it'll be good, and it'll be a good flavor. So that's why we do it at that temperature. Again, I'm gonna get in trouble for the beer world and calling it, oh, we're steeping it, but I mean, it's mash. 150 to 159, something like that is where I like to keep it. About 155 is perfect, so that's where I'm gonna keep it. So, hour later, here I am, done with my mash. Just kind of letting it drain right now. I sparged for the last 5-10 minutes. Just means I circulated from this bottom valve, and I used this pump and I circulated back up. Just kind of let all that grain settle there. And now what I've done in this, remember this earlier, we pumped all that warm water into there. I just checked the temperature. It was 155 somewhere right in there, which is perfect for sparging. So what that does is just rinse all this grain down, rinse this grain bed down. I just pump the water right on top of it, and it'll just kind of rinse all that good sugars out of there into my boil kettle, and I'll just start boiling. So I'll go ahead and turn this up to boiling temperature, 212, whatever I set it at, and then yeah, and then we'll start the boil. I start to add hops and cool stuff like that. But where was I going with that? I'll show you what I'm doing here. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna pump out of here and just kind of sparge the grain bed here, and get all that good sugar out of there. I don't want it like shooting out of there. They make arms and cool stuff, but until I get a better system, this is what I look like. Why didn't somebody tell me to fix my hair this morning? Anyways, back on track. It's just gonna kind of fill this up, get all that grain good and wet. Again, that temperature's right at 155, so it's perfect. Just nice and easy. Control it here, how fast I want that water to come out. All right, so I had 5 gallons in here. I'm gonna pump it till I got about 7 gallons in this tank because evaporation. All right, now we're got our rolling boil going on. I'm gonna add the rest of our salts to our kettle. Get our good minerals. It's gonna taste. Oh! I'm also gonna start adding some hops, depending on your recipe. You'll add hops at different times. This is IPA, so there'll be a lot of hops in it. Oh man, that's really good. I wish you could smell that. Smell-o-vision. Just dump them right on in there. Could eat those things. All right, here we are with our second addition of hops. Delicious little nuggets of flavor. Okay, so I've already put my chiller in there. That way it'll start sterilizing itself. All right, last addition. A lot of hops. IPA, 0 minutes. So that's the end of that boil, into that brew almost. We just got to ferment. But boil's done. Dump the last bit of hops in, turn them on wort chiller, and then we'll pump it over to the fermenter over there. All right, well, there it goes. Now it's cooling. This is just a little spiral. Got water going through here, and then water in the grass with the water. It doesn't touch the beer at all. It's just cooling the beer down to the right temperature where I can throw the yeast in and pump this. Well, I'll pump it over to that fermenter over there. Where is it? Over there, that stainless silver looking thing. I pump it in there, and then I'll pitch the yeast when it's at the right temperature. And that's it, man. About a month from now, it should be ready to drink. You can let it go longer. I'll put some more hops in it in about 7 days, maybe 10 days, something like that. And then just let it kind of sit, and then I'll keg it and be ready to drink. Whiskey Road Winery will be opening in March 11th from 2 to 7. We'll be open every Saturday starting in March 11th. We'll have a band, and with the tasting, with the bottle of wine, you guys will get to taste some of this beer that I'm making. So I got a brown, I got IPA, and I got a wheat beer. So it's gonna be good. Oh, don't forget our cider too. We made that the other day. Y'all come out, put it on your calendars. Thanks for joining me for this brew day. A little rudimentary, but comes out with some pretty good beer. Eventually I'll buy a bigger system. I'll run you guys through that. Okay, thanks for following us. See you March 11th. Thanks, bye, love you.